So the season 5 episode titles for Miraculous Tales of Ladybug and Cat Noir have been released. They were released in French, but have been translated over to English. And if you're familiar with the concepts that the Kwamis are created for and represent, you might have noticed about 16 of the named after one of the Kwamis' concepts. So what this probably means in that particular episode, the Miraculous will be retrieved by Ladybug and Cat Noir and no longer be in the possession of Hawkmoth, who may have a new name in season 5. I don't know for certain which Kwami is going to be returned in what episode. I'm just making a guess. I mean, Suhan may bring in another guardian to lend some Miraculouses to Marinette to hand out, so we may see new Kwamis and Miraculous in the series to try and save the ones Hawkmoth has.
We're gonna get them back one by one, until the very last, and we'll make sure this never happens again.
So the first episode in season 5 is titled Evolution, and that matches with the Rabbit Miraculous. So episode 1, they should be getting the Rabbit Miraculous back, which is probably a good thing because that's your time travel one. This is then going to stop Hawkmoth from being able to time travel for the rest of the series. So episode 2 is titled Multiplication, and Mulu is the Kwami with the concept of multiplication, so they might be looking at getting the Mouse Miraculous back in episode 2. Episode 3 is titled Destruction, and the Cat Miraculous has the concept of destruction. But as far as we know, Hawkmoth hasn't got his hands on that one, so it could just be in general about the Cat Miraculous. Episode 4 is Jubilation, and the Pig Miraculous has the concept of jubilation. Originally, the Monkey Miraculous started off with this concept, but then they changed it to diversion. So, episode 4, Daisy may be returned. Episode 5 is Illusion, and most people are probably familiar with this one, with Trix being the illusion maker. So, episode 5, likely to get Trix back. Whether or not Ali will be able to use it again will leave us guessing. So one of the new Miraculouses that came into circulation was the Ox, and that concept is determination. So episode 6 is titled Determination, so we may get a Stomp and the Ox Miraculous back in that episode. Episode 7 title is Passion, and that matches with the Goat Miraculous, which concept is passion. So in episode 7, we're probably looking at getting Ziggy and the Goat Miraculous back. So the Tiger Miraculous is Exaltation. The episode 9 title is Exaltation, so we're likely to see Roar with the Tiger Miraculous in that episode. Now, episode 10 is titled Transmission, the Kwami's choice, and transmission is Nuru's power with the Butterfly Miraculous. So I don't see them getting the Butterfly Miraculous back, otherwise there's no Hawkmoth to do the akimatizations, so I'm not really sure what's going to happen here, and is Nuru the Kwami with the choice. So episode 12 is titled Perfection, and perfection is the concept for the Dragon Miraculous. So Long may be retrieved in that episode. So the Horse Miraculous concept is transportation, and none of the season 5 titles are titled transportation, but there is a migration episode title. And migration can mean movement from one part of something to another. So I'm thinking instead of teleportation, they may be given Kalki the concept of migration. So the Monkey Miraculous concept is derision, which is about ridicule or mockery. The Kwami is Zupu, and episode 14 is titled Derision. So episode 15 is titled Intuition, and the Snake Miraculous is actually the concept of intuition. So Sass may be returned during this episode. Waze and the Turtle Miraculous have the concept of protection, and episode 16 title is Protection. So it's likely Waze will be returned in episode 16. The Dog Miraculous has the concept of adoration, and the title for episode 17 is Adoration, so Bach is likely to come back in that episode. Now, episode 18 is titled Emotion, and Do So with the Peacock Miraculous is actually the concept of emotion. So whether or not they'll get the peacock off Felix or not will be the question, or it may just have another villain and we learn a bit more of Dusu and the Peacock Miraculous. So another one of the new in circulation Miraculouses was the Rooster Miraculous, and its concept is pretension, and episode 19's title is Pretension. So Tiki, as we all should know, is the Kwami of creation, so her concept is creation. So there's no title, just creation, but episode 26 is recreation, so perhaps this episode focuses on the Ladybug Miraculous, because we had episode 3 with Destruction focusing possibly on the Cat Miraculous. Even though Hawkmoth doesn't have the Ladybug and Cat Miraculouses, perhaps we'll get a look into the background of these Miraculouses. I couldn't find one that corresponds directly with the Bee Miraculous, whose concept was subjection. So none of the other titles I've found really kind of in line with that concept. So perhaps Pollen will have a different concept for season 5. So with our episode list here, I've just grayed out the ones which don't feature a Kwami that is a resident of the Chinese Miracle Box. And now I'm just going to give a brief description of what the titles mean in a Google search, so we can get an idea of what the episode could be about. So something that all the episodes have in common is they end in a suffix ton. And a ton indicates a state, condition, action, or process. Episode 8 is titled Reunion, and it has the meaning of the act of being brought together again as a unified whole, or an instance of 2 or more people coming together again after a period of separation. Episode 11 is Deflagration, which is the action of heating a substance until it burns away rapidly. Episode 20 is Revelation, and this is the making known of something that was previously secret or unknown, or a surprising and previously unknown fact that has been disclosed to others. Episode 21 is Confrontation, a hostile or argumentative situation or meeting between opposing parties. Episode 22 is collusion, a secret or illegal cooperation or conspiracy in order to deceive others. Episode 23 is revolution, a forcible overthrow of a government or social order in favor of a new system. Episode 24 is representation, the description or portrayal of someone or something in a particular way, the action of speaking or acting on behalf of someone or the state of being so represented. Episode 25, confirmation, the shape or structure of something, especially an animal. Episode 27, action, the fact or process of doing something, typically to achieve an aim, a thing done, an act. So this concludes my review of the episode titles. I'd love to hear your theories on what they could mean. Leave a comment below. Thanks for watching. Subscribe if you feel like it.